Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
Now then, folks, hope you've all had a good weekend and happy Monday, if that can even be said. You know me, I am massive on transfer rumours. I don't know how true they are, what links to look at, but one that excites me today that's come into our WhatsApp group, and it's been reported by Sky Sports Switzerland, which excites me a little bit more than the norm, because, you know, Sky Sports obviously is, whether it's credible or not, it's mainstream. Switzerland side of things, for me, if anything's going to be leaked in terms of players, it's going to be from the other side of things, you know, from the Switzerland side, which is a player we're linked with. He is a Union of Saint Gillois player, played in Europa League this season. His name is Promise David, which is a fantastic name. I can't promise that this isn't bullshit, but by all accounts, you know, he wants to move to England. He wants to move to the Premier League. It's the next stage in his development. He's a Canadian international. Used to play, I think he came through the Nigeria system, but he's chosen to represent Canada at international senior level. Like I say, he's played in Belgium now a couple of seasons. His stats and numbers are really good. I mean, this season he's played 31 times. He scored 17 goals and got 4 assists, which is fantastic. You know, a 21 GNA in 31 games. If you look at the clips, I mean, I don't profess to know everything about him, as you can imagine, but if you actually look at his performances and even his ratings on FootMob, etc., his ratings are very good. He's 6'5", let's put it that way. He's physically strong. He reminds me of like a young Lukaku back in the day, that sort of, you know, beefy, strong centre forward who's capable of playing up top on his own and creating havoc against defenders. Like I say, if you've got a mixture of strength, size, pace, and you've got a good finish on you, then, you know, that is what you want. That's what Leeds need for me. That's a profile we need to be looking at. We've got Pirro, who's a really good player, to be fair. He's done really well this season. He's a cute player. He's very technically gifted, is Pirro. But we need someone strong, physical. You know, at 6'5", he's going to cause havoc at, you know, corners. We can go direct at times when you're 6'5". He can hold the ball up. He's really quick. He gets in behind it. You know, really, really talented player of what I've seen. And like I say, the next stage of his development, I would say, would suggest he's wanting to move to England, and the only team sort of looking at him at the minute that he's rumoured is Brighton, which is a worry, I suppose, because, you know, Brighton are working at a higher level than Leeds United currently, and I mean pushing the top end of the, you know, European spots and Premier League for numerous years now, so that is a worry. But can Leeds United get it done? I hope so. The fee is estimated to be at around 20 million euros, so around 16.8, 17 million is rumoured to be enough to get the deal done. According to Sky Sports Switzerland, Leeds are very interested in the potential sign of David in this transfer window, and he's very keen to consider options from abroad, particularly England, despite his current side trying to get a contract extension out of him. It currently runs out the end of 2026. So it's there to be done with only a year left on his contract. You know, he wants to move to England. Could it be a shrewd bit of business by Leeds United there? Because we need a striker, let's be fair. I'm not too sure if we need one or two. It depends who sticks around. I think if we keep Joseph or Bamford, one of, you know, I think someone like this would be brilliant to come in. You know, I think if we lose them both, then, you know, I think we need an older head to come on there. Callum Wilson's been linked, but I do think, regardless whether we lose one or both, this would be a you know, superb addition. We were linked to Beto a few weeks ago. For me, this guy's better than Beto. I know many people didn't want Beto, but he's played in the Premier League. This guy hasn't. He's only 23, such a high ceiling, massive sell-on potential. If you know, in fact, it went that way. I think somebody will take a punt on him if it's not Leeds United, and I think it'll work out. I think he's got all the attributes to be a top draw centre forward in England. It's just who bites first, who gives him that chance. Like I say, profile wise, he ticks every box for me. He ticks every box. We've seen what Pirro can do. You know, I personally think, of what I've seen of this guy, if we were to sign him, I don't think it'd take him long before he was starting above Pirro. I think all round, for a Premier League player, is the perfect number 9. You know, you see now that the typical player who you want up top in a 4-2-3-1 system. We've seen it at Villa, with Watkins. We've seen it with Duran before he moved on to Saudi. We've seen it in numerous players. Like I say, it reminds me of a young Lukaku. You know, strong, someone who can play with the defenders, you know, up his arse basically, and hold them off, bring ball down, bring people into play. A player who can turn and run in behind players. A player who can drift out wide and create havoc on the flanks too. He's very mobile, looks super fit. And like I say, the opportunity to join Leeds United in the Premier League, I think he'd jump at. You know, the Belgian league isn't known as a top league in world football, in European football, but it's brought some great players through. You know, Belgium have, you know, they had a golden generation where they won that all, but they should have done really. There's some great players start out at Belgium and come into the bigger leagues in Europe, and I think Promise David is one of them players who will thrive if given the chance. Like I say, he's 23-year-old. And I don't think, you know, around 17 million quid is too much to ask for a player with a ceiling and the potential he's got. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the chat. Like I say, he's a Canadian international now, so he's going to be playing for them going forward. Which Jesse Marshling, never mind. But yeah, it's an exciting one. Like I say, I don't trust a lot of these links. This one coming from Sky Sports in Switzerland. Does that make it any more true, or maybe not? But an interesting one. It excited me because of the calibre of player he is, in terms of his all-round game and in terms of what he'll bring to Leeds United with his attributes. So I thought I'd touch on it because it excites me. Does it excite you? Should we be looking at someone proven? Should we be looking at someone like a Promise David who's got promise, who's got the ability to improve and, you know, improve Leeds United as he goes along in his career? So yeah, I'd love us to go out there and bring him over to Leeds. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, have a good Monday. Take care, everybody.